I don't even know why I came. Every party I attend, I go home single and with cake in nylon. Better than going home with heartbreak and meat pie. Not funny.
Nobody knew when Joe entered the hall, but everybody felt it. The birthday party was already loud, music was playing, laughter jumped from table to table, glasses clinked, cameras flashed. But suddenly, heads began to turn one by one like sunflowers chasing sunlight. "Is that him?" a lady whispered. "That's Joe Raymond, the billionaire," another replied. Tall, broad shoulders, clean dark suit, full beards shaped like a movie star, chocolate skin glowing under the chandelier lights. He walked calmly, not showing off, not rushing, the kind of man who didn't need to try hard to be noticed. Joe hated parties, but the celebrant was his business partner, so he came, planning to greet, sit 5 minutes, and disappear. At the drinks table stood two friends, Nora and Kelly. Nora adjusted her dress nervously. "I don't even know why I came. Every party I attend, I go home single and with cake in nylon." Kelly laughed. "Better than going home with heartbreak and meat pie." "Not funny." "You worry too much," Kelly said. "Your husband is walking somewhere looking for you and missing road." "Maybe Google Maps failed him," Nora sighed. They laughed. Then Joe reached for a drink at the same time Nora did. Their hands touched. Both paused. "Oh, sorry," Nora said quickly. "My fault," Joe replied with a small smile. Kelly's eyes widened slightly. She knew that smile. That was not Joe's public smile. That was his real one. "You can take it," Joe said. "No, please, you first. If we keep being polite like this, the drink will expire." Nora laughed unexpectedly loud. She covered her mouth. "Sorry." "Don't be," Joe said. "Most honest laugh I've heard tonight." Kelly stepped in smoothly. "She laughs like that when she's nervous." "Kelly!" Nora whispered. Joe chuckled. "Good to know." A waiter brushed past. Elbow hit Joe. Splash! Drink spilled lightly on Joe's sleeve. Kelly gasped. Nora froze. Joe looked down, then burst into laughter. "Well," he said, "now I look like I fought orange juice and lost." Nora laughed again. "Worse this time." "You owe me compensation," Joe said playfully. "My account is empty." "I accept coffee as payment." Kelly noticed it. The rhythm, the ease, the instant connection. And something small and hot formed quietly in her chest. Interest. They talked, simple things, work, traffic, bad DJs, funny bosses. Time moved too fast. When Joe was leaving, he turned to Nora. "I'd like to continue the compensation process." Nora blinked. "Process?" "Coffee," Kelly answered before she could. "She's free." "Kelly?" Joe smiled. "May I?" Nora nodded and they exchanged numbers. As Joe walked away, Kelly kept smiling, but her fingers tightened around her glass. Outside, Nora grabbed Kelly's arm. "Did that just happen?" Kelly smiled wide, perfectly wide. "Yes," she said softly, "but be careful. Big men come with big stories." That night, at exactly 12:07 a.m., Nora's phone buzzed. Unknown number. "I hope you are awake. Your coffee debt has started gaining interest." Nora sat up in bed and smiled. Nora did not sleep well that night. She slept, woke up, checked her phone, slept again, checked again, smiled at the message like it was a winning lottery ticket. Kelly called her early in the morning. "So, Mr. Orange Juice victim texted you?" Nora tried to sound calm. "Maybe." "Maybe? Read it." Nora read it aloud. Kelly went quiet for 2 seconds. Too quiet. Kelly said finally. "Sharp man. I like his style." "I like him," she almost added, but swallowed it. By evening, Joe sent a location and a simple message. "Coffee, 5 p.m. Don't cancel. I already bragged to my coffee." Nora laughed out loud. The cafe meeting turned into dinner. Dinner turned into a night drive. The night drive turned into shopping. "Joe, this is too much," Nora protested as he picked another dress. "You are still owing interest," Joe replied calmly. "For coffee, not a fashion show." "I invest seriously." She shook her head, smiling. No man had ever been this intentional with her before. No games, no confusing signals, just steady attention. Kelly kept receiving live updates through chat. "Nora, he bought me shoes." "Kelly, both legs on one leg. Nora, you are mad. Kelly, I'm serious. This man is not normal. But inside Kelly's chest, jealousy had now sat down comfortably and crossed its legs. Then Joe said, let's stop by my place. I forgot a document I need tonight. Nora hesitated. Your place? Yes, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes became silence, because when the gates opened, Nora forgot how to breathe. The mansion stood like something from a movie. Long driveway, glass walls, water fountain, 3 expensive cars parked like they were posing. Joe, she whispered. Yes? Are you sure you're not a government? He laughed. Come inside. Inside was worse, or better depending on the heart. Art, marble floors, soft lights, quiet luxury. No noise, no clutter, no chaos. This was not wealth, this was control. Nora's heart began to race. Men like this don't stay, her past whispered. Men like this choose and replace, her fear added. When she got home that night, she couldn't relax. She paced, sat, stood, thought. What if he leaves? She murmured. What if this ends like the others? Fear slowly became decision. 2 days later, Nora traveled across town quietly. She entered a small compound behind the market. Goats tied to a pole, red cloth on a tree, clay pots arranged in a circle. Babatunde sat on a low stool, grinding something in a bowl. You came for love, he said without looking up. Nora froze. How did you sit? She sat. I don't want him to leave me. I've lost too many already. Babatunde shook his head slowly. Love that is tied by force walks with anger. I don't care. I just want him to stay. He studied her for a long moment, then brought out a small bottle tied with red thread. Keep this hidden in your bedroom. No one must break it. What happens if it breaks? Baba looked straight into her eyes. The truth will wake up like a man whose sleep was stolen. Nora swallowed. She took it anyway. As she stepped out, her phone buzzed.
I miss talking to you already. When are you free again? Nora held the bottle tighter and smiled nervously. After the bottle entered Nora's life, everything began to move like a film on fast forward. Joe started calling more often. Not just texts, long calls, morning calls, afternoon check-ins, night conversations that stretched past midnight. Nora, have you eaten? Nora, send me your location. Nora, why do I feel like seeing you every day now? Even Nora herself was surprised. This is too smooth, she told Kelly one afternoon while they sat at a salon. Kelly forced a laugh. You prayed for smooth, now you are complaining. It has never been like this for me. Kelly watched her reflection in the mirror. Some people meet luck once. Hold it tight. Nora touched her bag, where the bottle charm rested inside a wrapped cloth. I will, she said quietly. Joe changed small habits too. He cancelled 2 business trips. His assistant complained. Sir, you never postpone meetings for anyone. Joe frowned slightly. Reschedule them. For next month? For whenever. I'm busy. With what, sir? Joe paused, confused at his own answer. Personal priorities. Even he didn't fully understand why Nora now felt necessary, like oxygen with good perfume. 3 months later, Joe proposed. No long speech, no kneeling drama. They were in his garden after dinner. He simply said, I don't like wasting time. I want peace, you give me peace. Marry me. Nora blinked 3 times. That's your proposal? Yes. Where is the romance? I bought the ring already. That's romance with receipt. She burst into laughter, then cried, then said yes. The wedding was loud, expensive, and trending online. Kelly wore a perfect smile and a dangerous heart. She hugged Nora tightly. My sister, you made it. I told you, Nora beamed. Yes, Kelly said softly. You made it where I should have been. Marriage life started sweet. Joe was attentive, protective, generous. 2 years later, baby Kion arrived. Joe carried the boy like a rare treasure. This one has my nose, Joe declared. No, Nora argued. He has my attitude. The baby is sleeping. Exactly, my attitude. They laughed. Kelly visited often now, too often. She brought gifts, toys, cakes, advice nobody asked for. But her eyes watched everything. The house, the marriage, the comfort. One evening, she cornered Nora in the kitchen. Be honest, Kelly said. Men like Joe don't just stay like this. What did you do? Nora hesitated. Auntie suspicious, she joked. I'm serious. Nora lowered her voice. Promise you won't judge me. Kelly leaned closer. I promise. I went to a native doctor. Kelly's eyebrows jumped. You what? Nora explained in whispers. The bottle, the tying, the warning. Kelly listened without blinking. Where is it? She asked calmly. Hidden well, Nora said proudly. Inside our bedroom. No one can find it. Kelly smiled slowly. Ah, she said, my smart friend. But inside her mind, a door opened and jealousy walked in fully dressed. At that moment, baby Kion began crying loudly from the room. Kelly carried him. The child stopped crying immediately and stared at her face, serious, unblinking. Kelly shifted slightly. Why is he looking at me like I broke his biscuit? Nora laughed. Maybe he knows your secrets. Kelly forced a laugh too, but her fingers tightened around the child.
It was a sunny Saturday morning. Nora was rushing to the supermarket. She had forgotten baby Kion's favorite cereal, and Joe insisted she must get it before he returned from his office. Kelly, please, just look after Kion for a few minutes, Nora said as she handed over the little boy. I'll be back in 20. Kelly smiled widely. No problem, my sister. Kion and I will have fun. As soon as Nora left, Kelly's eyes drifted towards the bedroom. She remembered what Nora had told her. The bottle was hidden somewhere in that room, the secret that made Joe fall so deeply in love. Kelly's heart started to race. Now is my chance. Let's see what really holds this man in chains. She tiptoed to the bedroom. Funny how empty houses suddenly felt like adventure movies. She started opening drawers, lifting cushions, checking shelves. Kion toddled behind her, babbling happily. Shh, Kion, we're on a treasure hunt, Kelly whispered. The child pointed at the wardrobe. Kelly frowned. What is he pointing at? Maybe the cupboard. Inside the wardrobe, behind some neatly folded shirts, she saw it. A small bottle tied with red thread, glowing oddly in the morning light. Her lips curled. Oh, this is it, she muttered, holding it carefully. So this is your magic trick, Nora. She took a deep breath. Let's see how strong your spell really is. Before Kion could reach for it, she smashed it on the floor. Glass shattered, red threads flew everywhere. A faint smoky scent filled the room. Meanwhile, Joe was still in his office. Suddenly he felt dizzy. Thoughts became strange. Memories of why he loved Nora seemed confused. He gripped his desk. Something was wrong. He rushed home, heart thundering. Inside the house, Nora had returned just as Kelly was laughing softly, admiring the broken bottle pieces. Kelly, what have you done? Nora cried. Kelly turned slowly, smiling but calm. I just wanted to know your secret. Joe entered the living room like a storm, his face pale, eyes wide. Nora, who is this? What is going on? Nora stepped in front of Kion. Joe, it's me. It's Nora. Kelly, she broke the bottle. Joe's hands shook slightly. Bottle? What bottle? Are you saying I was bewitched? Kelly shrugged. I only found it. You should thank me for exposing it. Joe's face darkened. Exposed it? You broke something sacred. And my mind feels different. Nora's tears flowed freely. Joe, please, I only did it because I loved you. I wanted you to stay. I didn't know. Love? Joe backed, voice trembling. Love is not forced, Nora. The house was quiet, except for Kion's crying. Joe's eyes softened briefly when he saw his son, but his anger burned at Nora. You and your tricks, get out, both of you, he shouted, pointing towards the door. Nora held Kion tightly. Joe, please, out, he repeated. Kelly smiled faintly as Nora gathered the baby and walked out. She watched them leave, feeling a strange mix of satisfaction and triumph. Outside, Nora collapsed on the car seat, holding Kion. Why did you do it, Kelly? Why? She whispered. Kelly's voice was calm, almost playful. Because sometimes truth must be seen, my dear. Weeks passed. Nora and baby Kion stayed in a small rented apartment, far from the mansion that had once felt like paradise. Every morning, Nora woke up to Kion's soft coos and tried to smile, but inside, her heart ached. Joe, meanwhile, barely ate or slept. His office was quiet. His assistants whispered about him. Clients noticed his attention was elsewhere. He couldn't focus. Every corner of his mansion reminded him of Nora, of Kion, of laughter and peace he no longer had. He tried to hate her. He tried to convince himself she had tricked him, but deep down he realized he had loved her anyway, charm or no charm. One evening, Joe made a decision. Enough hiding from myself, he muttered. He drove through the city, the streets blurring past. The neon lights reflected his determination. At the apartment, Nora was feeding Kion. She hadn't heard the car stop outside. Joe knocked gently. Nora froze. Keon babbled happily, unaware of the storm about to enter their home. Joe stepped in. Nora, his voice was low but calm. Nora's hands trembled. Joe, he held up a hand. I don't care about the bottle anymore. I don't care about the magic, the spell, the trick. I realized something. I loved you before any of that. I love you because you are you, not because of some charm. Nora's tears fell freely. I was scared, Joe. I didn't want to lose you. I didn't know what else to do. Joe looked down at Keon, then back at Nora. You don't have to do anything now. Just stay with me. Let's rebuild. Together, all of us. She hesitated, then nodded. Relief and joy washed over her. Meanwhile, Kelly watched from afar. She had heard about Joe's visit. Her heart sank. All her envy, her planning, her secret thrill of breaking the bottle, gone in an instant. She had wanted Joe for herself, but now it was clear he would never look at her the same way. She tried to smile whenever she visited Nora and Keon later, but the warmth was gone. They never became friends again. Kelly's jealousy had cost her the friendship, and Joe's heart had always belonged elsewhere. Months later, life returned to a calmer rhythm. Joe, Nora, and Keon settled into the mansion, stronger and closer than ever. Laughter filled the halls again, this time without secrets or fear. Joe often joked, "You know, Nora, next time you bring a spell, at least let me sign a contract first." Nora laughed. "No more magic, I promise. Just coffee and love." Keon gurgled happily, throwing his little hands in the air as if agreeing. And in that moment, Joe looked at his wife and son and whispered softly, "Real love doesn't need magic. It just needs trust, patience, and a little laughter." Moral lesson. Desperation and shortcuts may seem tempting, but love that is forced or manipulated cannot last. True love grows through patience, honesty, and trust, not tricks or spells. Jealousy and envy destroy friendship faster than magic ever could.
Thanks for watching. Every story carries a lesson. Don't miss the next one. Subscribe and join our storytelling family.